Thunderflex, man. All right. There you go. Welcome in. Welcome
Sup?
back. Welcome into the huddle. You found us again. Shoot the gap. The fantasy football focus show spanning the generation gap of the 20s, 30s, and 40s. All right. So I'm going to go and introduce you. I'm Brian the Amigo Baldwin here. And of course, it's my honor, my absolute privilege to introduce Ethan, the Doc Marshall. How you doing, Ethan?
I don't get no respect. No respect at all.
Never.
Man, I just went.
The triumphant return of the soundboard. I had to do it. I'm sorry. It's new soundboard.
Salud.
You know.
Okay. All right. Well, let me show you what it's like. What it's really like not to get any respect. So the owner of the Gut Stash. Yeah, that's Connor, the Gut Marshall.
Tonight's guest stash is powered by not only Mount Olive pickles, but also St. Arnold's original dry cider as well. And to top it all off, as a real sports fan, even though I'm mad that D-Hop got traded, I'm still using a Texans koozie.
Yeah.
Good on you, bro.
Yeah. Oh, is that a shot at me, dude? Oh. Yeah,
No, that's not what that is. It just you just feel that way because you live in Houston.
Well, no, but yeah, that's the whole reason why. I live in Houston.
You do live in Houston.
But look, dude, back there, hope. See right there, hope with the Texans right there, dude. Hope.
I'm glad the Texans represent.
I do have hope for the Texans, and as soon as B.O.B.'s out as GM, I will be back.
If Obama became coach of the Texans, would you be a fan again? That would be pretty cool.
Yes, we can.
He's taking a break. He hasn't left the Texans. He is tired of being pushed around and abused by the Texans.
Thank you.
So he's stepping out, and I respect that.
See, there you go. See, that's a doctor. That's a doctor's review and analysis of my situation. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right, so this is our 11th show, guys. 11th show. Can you guys think of a player? Just think real quick. A player that's number 11.
Julio Jones.
Okay. All right. How about you?
Right. I got nothing, man. Nothing. I'm not come prepared. I don't memorize players' numbers.
No, I didn't
Sorry.
tell you. Yeah, and I'll. Okay, to give you respect now, Connor, I straight up didn't tell them. I didn't tell these guys at all I was going to throw that on them. And Connor, right out the gate, bam! Not only did he get the number right, but he also got like a very fantasy relevant guy. So good on you.
Oh, hey, I got one. Yao Ming.
Hey, respect.
Hey!
No.
That's the one I was going to use, but whatever.
I had a second one, but he's a basketball player too.
Okay, go for it.
Kyrie Irving.
There we go. Look at it. The good just keeps on coming. All right. So
It's gonna be a good episode.
Yeah, and hope you guys stay on for the ride. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're basically going to be doing we're gonna go over our each one of us are gonna have two crucial guys that we have to have. Basically, they're our love targets. That's what they are. They're our love targets. Those are the ones that are right
Shooting
there
the Cupid thing.
Oh yeah, man. These are ones that we're kind of designing our strategy around. This is how much these guys mean to us. So each two gonna have one. Each one are gonna have two. There we go. That's an easier said. And then also what we decided we're gonna do is that, guys, this draft time's coming. I mean, like, people are having their drafts. I mean, some of them are having now. I know mine's in about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. But so what we decided to do is that we're going to go ahead and just we're going to run another draft, but like we did last week. But this time, instead of like talking it through, we'll probably be hitting on some points of it. But we're going to be talking about the love targets as we go through. So it's kind of cool. So we're going to actually be doing drafts, man. Yes. What do you think, guys? You want to do that for, until like the around season's end, or
heck
like,
yeah.
Yeah. We're running amok. Amok. That's awesome.
Audibling.
Yeah, this draft is great because I'm practicing because I know I have the 2 spot in the draft coming up, and so
man,
that's where I'm mocking at for this.
I'm a commissioner, and I look to see on Yahoo to see if there's any way to get the order way before then, because we did it once, and I don't know how that happened, but no, man, it says it's assigned 30 minutes before, which drives us crazy because we have to go here, go here, go here, go there, go here. And so
Can't you manually pick which pick each person gets?
Ooh, I do not want to even get close to that.
No, there's ways to do it. Like you give everyone a number and they put it in a hat or whatever.
Oh, well,
you have to do it. You have to do it with everyone, which is going to be more difficult to do right now because people don't get together.
Yeah.
Thankfully for me, this is other people at where I teach. It's a whole group of us, so we're all unfortunately going to be in the office this coming week because we're all going back to school. But because of that, we're going to be able to actually do that in person. So
wear a mask. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Now, guys, if you enjoy this show, while you're watching, please do. Hit the like and the subscribe button. We'll feel that love. You'll be able to get every episode to help you to draft and through the season. And of course, you get the entertainment of 3 generational beefheads bantering about. So that's kind of cool.
Shout out to my man Good Game for subscribing today.
Oh yeah, Will, good game, man. Yeah, new subscriber, man. Good man, good game, good man.
Shout out to my other 4 subscribers.
Hey, dude, it's good.
Dude, love all of you.
Every fire starts with the spark, man.
Hey, there's a lot of love going around this episode. You know what that means, right?
What's that?
One more time for the people. Brian's laughing so hard.
Come for the people in the back.
I love it.
Take that, copyright people.
That's Gene. Yeah. A couple episodes back, we got a little jacked. Yeah, we tried to post it, and Sony Music, got us, man, because we used a couple of cuts. So that is me doing Gene Simmons. So.
And you know what? I think it's better.
Me
personally.
too.
Thanks, man. Thanks, dude. I put my heart and soul into it, man.
We love it.
One might say you're being flashy.
Hey. Flash.
Ah! Yeah. It's so good.
That's me
So
too,
good.
man.
Yeah, it's so good.
Shout out to Queen. Okay. So just as a reminder, man, for all you for your commissioners, this is for you guys. And if you're not a commissioner, plead with your commissioner for this. But ask them to please add as many IR spots as as available, and also remove the waiver wires, man.
No waivers,
dude. It's time for the waiver wires to go. Dude, we're all adults. We all know how this game plays. So let's remove the arm floats. Swim in the deep end.
Take the training wheels off the tricycle. And let Trisha do her thing. All right.
Yeah.
Long enough.
Yeah, that sounds
These
like a
tired, old fallacies.
That's awesome. So, all right. So we have right now we have about a little over 2 minutes before the draft lobby opens, and then I think it's another 2 minutes before that starts. Right now we have Ethan at number 2. Then we have Connor at 3, and then I'm at 7. Okay, so 10-man draft. So we're gonna go and check that out. So in the meantime, guys, did y'all watch Hard Knocks? Any of you guys catch Hard Knocks?
I watched some of it. I found it really, it was pretty interesting seeing kind of how things are going. The episode was pretty much, this is how we're doing things during COVID.
Yeah.
Right? That was pretty much the thing. And it was encouraging, man, to see everyone taking it that seriously. So, it's just good to see football, players on the field, taking reps, it's just, it's encouraging to see. And any football is great.
Yeah, I'm looking very much forward to watching all sports. Some people are not watching any sports right now. I'm doing the opposite. I'm watching extra sports to make up for the people that aren't watching sports.
What's extra sports? What is that?
I'm
Three
gonna
TVs on at once watching all of the sports.
yeah, like I'm gonna have like multiple monitors going on, like basketball and football at the same time, like hockey. I'm gonna get into lacrosse.
There we go. That's the deep cuts I was asking for. Lacrosse, polo, check it
Nah,
out.
man, I'm gonna back in the day. I remember whenever we had like the local channels on TVs, and then there was that time when they were like, we're doing like this technology, and you have to get like this box.
Oh yeah.
And I remember after we got the box, like there was 39 like 2, which was like alternative sports or whatever, and they had like Doc, you remember this?
Yeah, it was. I believe it was like the Olympic Sports Network. Or something
Yeah,
like that.
they had like
That's
ping
what they
pong,
had.
but they also had like dirt biking, like skating, like a lot of
Extreme.
yeah, a lot
Extra
of extreme
sports.
stuff. It was
Extra-
cool.
That's
Yeah.
extra sports. Yes, there you go. That's a good definition right there, man. That's awesome. But that leads perfectly into the
Doing
Reaper meter.
really good on my definitions tonight.
Yeah. Reaper
Yeah.
meter time.
Yeah. We finally got the Reaper meter.
Yes.
One for
All
the
right, man.
homies.
So we were at 1.5, and the Reaper meter, guys. It first started off to see if we were going to have a season. Well, dude, like we just talked about, all the excitement. I mean, we're gonna have a season.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Boys.
I mean,
I'm ready to measure in whole numbers tonight.
Big step.
Uh-oh. Oh, see, that's called taking. See, that's taking the training wheels off, guys.
Yeah.
Learn. Okay.
Well, I think that means you need to go first then, since you're claiming. What's your Reaper meter at?
Okay, hang on. Let me finish explaining. So now, since it's happening, we changed it over to if it's going to be a full season. If they're going to cut it in half. Go ahead, Connor.
I'm a 1.
Woo! 1 meaning like it's happening, right?
It's happening. It's not gonna be a normal season. There's gonna be like, you're not gonna be as certain as like any other year, but it's still gonna happen.
So you don't think it's going to get stopped? You think it's going to be whole season, no truncating the season? It's all going.
Yeah, because just like the NBA playoffs aren't gonna stop once they start, because if they stop, that would mean that their methods of isolation, which were supposed to be correct, were false, and they don't want to admit that, so they're gonna be good soldiers and keep going on either way. And I believe football's gonna do the same thing, because football's money. They need the money.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm of course. I mean, I'm the optimist, so I've always been going low. And so if you've been watching the show, you'll know that that's a huge step for Connor to go 1. I mean, you started up. It was 1 through 5. That was our little span there. And you start off like around 3.5, almost 4.
Yeah, I peaked at. I want to say I peaked at 3.5.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then you find then you were trying to come down to 1, but you're like, nah, 1.5. Yeah. And now, because of personal growth, he picked a whole number, which is 1. That's great. Yeah, Ethan, where you at, my brother?
I'm a 1.
Woo, okay, we might have to change this then, man. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's we're seeing in some sports, like in baseball, they've dealt with some outbreaks, and then things calm down, and life has moved on. So I remain optimistic as well.
Nice, dude. I love it. What would Gene say to that?
I love it.
Yeah, man. That's some good stuff right there. All right,
Yes.
so just want to go through a couple of quick shots real quick. Some information that popped up that I think would be kind of cool to talk about. I only have about 3 or 4 of them, nothing too big. So first on what I want to ask you guys, and this is more on first I want to hear from you, Connor, because I know you're really big against Le'Veon Bell, right? So Le'Veon Bell, right? It came out that Adam
Did
Gase
not
came
take Ezekiel Elliott that time. I took Derrick Henry.
Wait, did you just say Adam Gase?
Yes.
Wait, no, guys, let me do.
Yes.
Yeah, that has to happen every time you say that name.
Yep. Oh, there's a couple coaches.
Yeah, but he definitely
Matt
had-
Nagy.
Yeah. Well, let's hear it. Let's hear it. You said the name. Yeah, Bill O'Brien.
He gets two. He gets two. Yeah.
Okay, so
Bill O'Brien, if you ever hear this, I freaking hate you on a level, not just as a
God.
coach, but as like a person. You've ruined this franchise, and I'm pretty
That's-
sure that your butt chin actually is a black hole.
okay, so back to Adam Gase. All right.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I was down on Bell. Okay, honestly, because I mean, even though when I first heard this news, you know, like because he said that he's gonna be targeting Bell for more snaps, you're like, oh great, you know, he's gonna use them. You know, it's actually he even said he's gonna be more efficient with them and things of that sort. Got me real excited, right? But then I started thinking about it. Of course, you know who's on the team. You know, it's Frank Gore. You know, I mean, and I was at first I was like, well, that's a different situation. But when I was talking to my brother about it, you'll hear me mention him a lot because we do talk a lot. But he's the one. He's like, well, bro, who was the coach in Miami whenever Frank Gore killed Kenyon Drake? I was like, well, there you go. It was Adam Gase, man. So
Yeah.
yeah. So that. Okay, go ahead. 'Cause I got a little bit extra, but go ahead. I want to hear it. Go, Connor.
I did own Bell last year, and the problem was I got him in the second round, so it was like I felt like I had an obligation to start him, even when I knew he wasn't going to do good. I ended up I won my league last year, but I had to use like my running backs weren't that good because David
Witchcraft.
Johnson and Bell.
You had
No.
to use witchcraft.
No, I did not. I'm not Tom Brady. I had Raheem Mostert, and I actually had Kareem Hunt. Brian, Kareem Hunt kind of carried me,
Nice.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Good. Goodman.
and I used the Colts. I mean, you remember, you were there. I had a hodgepodge of guys. There wasn't any
Yeah,
insane
dude.
guy.
I remember me telling you, "Hey man, pick up Hunter Henry. I got Byron Pringle."
Then I got Michael Thomas.
Okay. All right. Anyway, back. Okay. So,
Thank you to the guy that gave me Michael Thomas.
so you're welcome. I am definitely, truly an amigo. So,
This ring thanks you.
Okay. So, and so, you don't like Le'Veon Bell, correct?
No, because I like David Montgomery more, and he's kind of the same cost.
Okay. Well, it was reported on yesterday. Okay, so because we're recording this on Sunday,
Sunday night.
August 16th. Yeah. So it was reported that Frank Gore was held out of practice due to a hamstring injury. Okay. So
That kind
now,
of changes my.
yeah, I wanted to throw it out there,
dude,
man.
I don't normally do this, but Kelsey is sitting here in the third.
Oh yeah, man, get you some.
Yeah, I gotta get me some Kelsey.
I passed him up, man. I thought about it, but I never. We talked about this earlier this week when we were doing a mock. I just never felt great taking it. But you know, Connor, you always tend to somehow your teams. Maybe it's just because it's not my team, so I can kind of look at it differently. You know, when it's your own team, you're kind of like, oh, I hate this and I hate that.
Well, I was
Yeah.
talking to Brian about this. I'm definitely brave in the way that I construct my team. You know, it works sometimes, but you know, I've gotten really lucky, right? No, but I mean, I got Lamar Jackson last year, so it's kind of like, oh, you know, you got Lamar Jackson.
And Andrews.
Yeah, that was a really good stack. So that is, I'm all for the stack this year. I'm gonna try to do Murray and D Hop if I can.
Well, that's why I kept thinking we should call you Two Rings, man, instead of the Gut. You know, so.
No,
But yeah,
see,
so I
because that's putting a limit on them.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I see what you're trying to do
Ethan.
there.
Ethan.
Yes.
What does that news the Frank Gore injury, what does that make you think about? I mean, does it change your thoughts on Bell? It was a non-starter to begin with. What's your thoughts?
I mean, by the time Bell's up, I've typically taken already 2 running backs. So we're talking about Bell existing either in the flex or my first bench back, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was always one of those things where it was like, if there's a run on running backs and that's the best I can do, I would have done it before. I didn't feel good about it, but that's kind of the rub with running backs, right?
Right.
Hearing this news just makes it suck a little less if you have to do that. Because those goal line carries, Gore might not soak it up, at least initially.
Mm-hmm. Right. No, I'm right. I'm actually right there with you. To be honest with you, I'm not going to pick him in the or the 4th or the 5th that he's going in a 10-man. But if Le'Veon Bell is there like in the 6th round, I might start thinking about it, because the thing is, dude, is that you played it. It's Adam Gase. Okay, dude. Who knows that literally is going on in his head? I mean, seriously, look at his eyes. So,
there's nothing going on in there. Nothing at all.
Just yakety sacks over and over again,
all the time.
Yeah. So another guy that I was wanting to see if you guys are changing your mind on. It's like, we've talked about Zeke a lot around here. And even given Connor some grief whenever he got auto picked Zeke whenever he wanted Henry. But news came out that Mike McCarthy is saying that he's trying to learn Dallas's offense instead of the other way around. So we were really I know I was down on Zeke because I was thinking the Green Bay offense with a nightmare whenever I had Aaron Jones, and you didn't know who was going to be playing, and so and so it was just, I was thinking it was that happening, right? But since he's learning their offense, that means it might not be changing. So does that change your mind on Zeke, Ethan?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm still just nervous about Tony Pollard, especially, if they're going to be playing a lot of games against, the NFC East. There's going to be some blowouts, right? There's going to be some blowouts, and if we get into that second half and they're up by 4 scores, I don't think they're going to have Zeke running the ball down their throat. They're going to put Tony Pollard in, and that makes me nervous, especially if Dak gets it done through the air, which he's got weapons, So I'm still uneasy about it personally.
Okay.
With what Pollard can do.
Okay, Connor, what's your thoughts, man?
That's what we do when we talk about the Cowboys. We sigh and we...
I don't want Zeke on my team. I think Tony Pollard, like the doc was saying, he's gonna, if they're like winning a game by a lot, he'll probably get some work, and
okay.
I don't know about Mike McCarthy. Like, how we talked about, like, some coaches, like, you believe what they say, and then some coaches you believe the opposite. Like, if Pete Carroll says someone is healthy, that has zero impact on if he's actually healthy.
Dude, I think you were zeroing in. You were targeting McVay. Yeah, last
and McVay's like that too. If they say he's healthy, that means he's not healthy.
Yeah.
But
what you heard about Todd Gurley right now, with the reports coming out about that. I'm sorry, dude, to jump in on your
No.
Seeing him limp.
Yeah. Go and tell him, Doc. Say it again.
I mean, there's just reports that they've seen him around training camp limping around the facilities. And I mean, we know he's had knee issues, and it just signals that they have not been addressed. It's still a problem, and but I was always of the mindset that it was a 1-year rental. They're going to run him into the ground. He's a great pickup, but seeing that, it's like, is he even going to be used?
Right? Yeah. Can
they use him?
Move? Yeah, can he move? Yeah, but sorry, Connor. I hijacked your point. Please continue about Zeke and Pollard, man. Sorry, dude.
I don't know if Mike McCarthy is like telling the truth, because remember how I said he was saying like he wants Zeke to have like 1,000 receiving yards.
Yep.
Yeah, so like he's putting out a lot of Zeke hype, but I mean, he could just be doing that because like he wants his job.
Well, of course he wants his job, but are you trying to say, dude, that he might be one of those coaches that Jera can push around? Is that what you're intimating?
Jerry Jones.
Uh-huh.
I think that Jerry Jones will only employ people that he can push around.
Ooh, woo, woo. All right. Okie dokie. So it doesn't change your opinion. Cool. All right. So another thing that I read that I thought was kind of interesting was that the Ravens offensive coordinator Greg Roman said that he's leaning on training camp to sort out rotation. And this is his exact quote was, "That's going to happen on the fly every day in training camp." Does that make you guys worry about Ingram? You know, especially if he's going in the 4th and 5th round. Connor?
Yeah, I'm not as high on him as I used to be.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, what happened, man? What happened?
I mean, you just gotta try to stay, as we say on the show, stay bamboo.
Be bamboo.
Yeah, be bamboo, and
Be
you
bamboo.
know, I think that Ingram, he's a good guy, but they don't owe him money after next year, and Dobbins has one of the. I mean, hey man, he's the Dobbinator. He has. Don't you dare bring your lame, insulting
Speaking of that.
nickname
Dobby.
on my man like that.
What? Everybody loves Dobby except for me, apparently. I hate the man, or the whatever that was, the elf.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying don't nickname my man that. It's insulting.
Okay, I'll keep saying that until he forces me to call him the Dominator. He's Dobby.
Like
And
one
then
game in.
that's when you'll see me like blow up. Yeah. Like,
Okay,
I'll
I'm
blossom.
doing this
I'll blossom.
just so you cannot ruin another night.
That was my pick. I picked someone way ahead of where I thought he should go because I didn't think he would make it back to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I mean, this is kind of what we.
And I see two Brian picks in between my next picks, so I don't.
Yeah, you ain't gonna.
Okay. All right. Well, So okay. So Ethan, are you worried about Ingram?
I mean, Ingram, his cost, where you have to pay to get him, right? The draft spot. If I'm gonna hedge my bet on the Baltimore backfield, I'm gonna do it for the guy that I can pick up, in the 7th or later round, versus someone who I have to spend a 4th round pick on.
Okay.
Personally.
So you're saying that if you're going to invest into that backfield, you're going Dobby.
Yeah, just because it's a cheaper cost, right?
Yeah.
Where he's going. And typically, hopefully for me, by that time, I'm going for someone who's on my bench, who I might not need until later in the year, and by that time, Ingram might be obsolete for the team. Who knows? Like, we don't know. So
Or injured. Like one of the things that we were talking about last episode is like when we were talking about Cook and Henry. It's like, who's going to be there for you in the playoffs? Who do you think is going to be either, is it going to be Cook or is it going to be, Derrick Henry? Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry. And the concisest, thought was like, oh well, absolutely, Henry's going to be there. Dalvin Cook is probably going to get injured. Same thing with Ingram. That he gets injured a lot. And you have this stud of a running back, this bowling ball of a man, Dobby, going to be back there, doing his thing. So yeah, I just love that name, dude. Dobby. So, all right, man. I have one more thing, or we can just jump to our love targets. What do you think? Your call, Ethan.
No, hit us with your last.
Okay. All right.
one.
Okay. Last one is that it's been a week, since the news about guys being cut by the WTF, You know,
Yeah.
and of course, you know, man, the hype has been building on Antonio Gibson, like high, like really, really high. And I, you know, I'm at that to my dismay because you know I've been talking about him before, and I saw him going undrafted. I was all excited. I thought I was gonna get this gem at the end of the draft. Nah, everybody knows about him now, right? Well, how about this, dude? The running back coach, Randy Jordan, said that it'll take, this is a direct quote, it'll take time for Antonio Gibson to learn protections and to diagnose blitzes. Okay. So now it looks like it's going to be a committee over there. You know, Gibson only handled about 77 touches throughout his Memphis career, and he split time between the running back and the wide receiver around that time. So maybe that messed it up. I don't know. But he's battling with Adrian Peterson, Peyton Barber, J.D. McKissick, and Bryce Love. You know, so Ethan, I mean, or actually Connor, because I've seen you pick him, or I haven't seen you pick him, Ethan. So we'll start with Connor. Connor, does that change your thoughts on Antonio Gibson?
I think it depends on where you get him.
Okay. Wow, man, that's not your answer last time. But please continue. Go ahead.
I'm still gonna take a shot on him if he falls to me, but like there's guys like
you need to replace your battery, dude. Yeah, your battery is out or something. Yeah, something went out. We are we're gutless. All right.
hello.
So Ethan, I'll ask you, man. We'll move over to you. So was that change your opinion on Antonio Gibson?
Yeah, I mean, I'm targeting him now. Like if he's around in the 13th or 14th round, you know, he's kind of one of the late round running back pickups. I think, you know, kind of like, you know, Duke Johnson. If that dude's around in 13th or later, and I'm looking for a little bit of depth, I'll go for him. You know, he's one of the ones that's on the radar. Who's typically there?
Okay.
Unless you're in a draft with one of us knuckleheads.
Beef heads.
I'm sorry, sorry.
So Connor, you want to finish your thought, man? Or was that your point?
There are other rookies that I'm targeting before Gibson.
Okay. Is Moss still on the radar?
Yeah, but like Moss is like a guy like Thaddeus Moss. For those of you who don't know, that's Randy Moss's son, and he's a tight end. Him and Chase Claypool are two guys that like you guys know how to do this. Like when you're in your league, like you can add guys and you can add guys like to your watch list. So like they're guys that like you don't have on your team because they're not even like they're not that good to add yet, but there's like that prospect. So the second like they have a good game or someone gets injured and it's clear that they're going to be like the starter, you pick them up before anyone else can. I'm definitely doing that with Moss, but
Okay.
I'm not even gonna add him because if I accidentally cut him because like he's my lowest bench piece because I want to make another move, and then someone ends up snagging him because they see that I like him, you know, and they're like, oh well, maybe this is something. And then he has a great season because Alex Smith comes back. And I'm just like, I hate it.
Because we all watch that, you know, I'm in a league with Connor, and so I'm telling you, dude, we all just sit there anxiously waiting. What is Connor going to drop so we know that it's good? You know, because that's what we do.
That has happened to me before. It happened to me with Marquise Brown.
Well, you know what, dude? Zach dropped Kyler Murray, and I picked him up not because but because Zach dropped him, and I thought that he dropped good stuff.
And you had Kyler Murray.
Yeah, it's okay. All right, so let's jump into our love targets. All right, okay. So these are guys, man, that we are. When we go through our drafts, I can almost guarantee you're going to see them on here. If not, you're going to hear. If you hear a exclamation, disappointment, and from one of us, it'll be because we weren't able to get this guy. So, yeah, man. Who wants to start off? Who's feeling the love? Who wants to start the love targets?
Me.
The gut stash. Go for it.
So we all have our own thing that we do. I'm doing running backs. The doc is going wide receiver heavy, and Down is doing a tight end and a quarterback. So we have a really even.
Nobody know who Down is.
Oh, I'm sorry. You've made that joke so many. Do you want to enlighten us to this dad joke you make? Like anytime someone says the word Down.
Yeah, well, if you do any mock drafts on Yahoo, and you see Down, okay, a person named Down, it's me. And the whole reason why I did that was because Connor would ask me, this happened last year. He's like, hey man, you want to do a mock? I'm like, yeah man, I'm down, so there you go, I'm down.
It works on levels. But now if I ever say I'm down for anything, he takes that as an offense because I'm doing identity theft.
No, I just respond.
I'm messing with you.
I just respond if I'm agreeable to it. I'll say, instead of saying I'm down, I'll say like I'm Connor. That's what
exactly.
I'll say.
That's and I'm like joke. Yeah. There's the dad joke. No, but
go for it, man.
I have Matt Breida as my first guy, and we joke a lot because sometimes Brian will take Matt Breida before I can get him. But I got him tonight. I'm very happy about it.
Listen, man. Let me be honest with you. I like Matt Breida, but there's other people normally that I like more than him whenever I pick him. I literally pick him high just to mess with you. Just to hear.
I understand that.
And your text messages always come quick. Like, when are you going to take us on again? I'm like, dude, I love it. It's just a mock draft, man. But please continue.
Messing with my boy.
Yeah, apparently.
I actually wrote down. I have a bit of a rant that I want to go on. So everyone, the narrative on Breida, I don't think is fair to him as a running back and his running back style and his story. I remember. So there's a guy in our league. If you're watching Sochiel, we love you. Sochiel has been right about two guys, like really right. Matt Breida and Scary Terry.
Woo, that Terry pick was crazy.
They were really good picks, dude. And I remember he got Matt Breida as like an unsigned rookie. He just picked him up, and like I remembered watching him get injured like game after game after. I'm not giving him the Wolverine like nickname as like a joke. Like I actually think like he's the Wolverine and he's just in disguise as a running back because there's no human explanation for like how much he got injured and how much he ran. And everyone says he's like look, everyone talks about how he has like really fast speed, so he's like a speed guy. He's not some Justice Hill type, or for those of you who remember Justin Forsett, he's not just an all speed running back. He's so much more than that. He can go in between the tackles. He can be physical. The mere fact that he plays through the injuries that he does, that alone shows you the physicality of his game. He's not just a speedster. So I don't think it's fair to say that Jordan Howard is going to get opportunities in a scheme that Matt Breida isn't, because I just think like Matt Breida is better at everything, and the coach is going to realize like at some point like it's better if we put Breida in.
So you were here for the last show, correct?
Yeah.
This is Connor from the last show, right? Because that's whenever I mentioned that the head coach actually said that Matt Breida is the guy. He's the main guy, and that
I've been saying this.
And Kalen Balaj are going to be fighting for short yardage, man. So you were saying like he's going to recognize it, brother. He already has recognized it, man. Yeah, dude. So the future is now. It's happened, dude, So yeah, dude, good on you, man. I like the Breida pick, man. In all fairness, whenever I did pick him from you, I wasn't mad about it.
It feels good to have him, doesn't it?
It feels like your mustache. That's what it feels like. It's a little manly, but a little sleazy too, dude. So, but yeah, I'm not upset about it. I'm
getting my transition second guy, Duke Johnson. Because yes,
yeah, right.
Aren't you guys surprised? I don't think you would have guessed that one. So I've talked on this show before about you want to look at the second half of a season. You want to really see how players finish and how they do in the playoffs if they make it to the playoffs. And I think that Duke Johnson, going back and watching the Bills game, he was a big reason to why they won. I think it's clear that Deshaun Watson, he doesn't throw to the running back like a lot, and Bill O'Brien's schemes have never particularly favored the running back, but I think it's clear that Deshaun Watson kind of grew a little bit of a connection with Duke Johnson. Maybe Deshaun finally learns that if he dumps the ball off, he doesn't get sacked 7 times a game, because I love him, and I don't want that to keep happening to him with the crappy line we have. And besides the end of last year, he has opportunity. Hyatt is gone. David Johnson is... His health is gone. He's injury prone now, and if you want to talk about guys that have opportunity, I feel like Brian, you can put him in the same kind of boat as Kareem Hunt, but maybe he's like Kareem Hunt light. Like Kareem Hunt is like a whole 40 ounce of whoop ass. It's awesome. And then Duke Johnson, he's just a little old this of whoop ass. It's great whoop ass, but this is how big it is. But it's only you can get into 13th.
Ethan, how about you go ahead and respond? Because I responded first to his to the Breida pick. Why don't you go and talk to him? I'll talk about that.
I like Duke Johnson. I was considering him as one of my picks, but I noticed that I don't always come out with him, right? And I don't go ahead of I don't spend a pick. I don't pay up for him beyond where he would go. But I do like him. I like the pick. I think it's a gutsy pick. You're hedging your bet on Bill O'Brien not digging his heels in and saying, I don't care how bad David Johnson does, Duke Johnson is going to be second to him, right? So
yeah, that could happen.
I saw what you did with the gutsy pick. That's nice.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
But I think it's great. I can't poop on it too much because I've done it myself. So
Wait, Connor, you mentioned earlier before the show when we were waiting on everything to get moving. You said that the way that you pick things is by what you see. By that's kind of how your gut processes things, is by what you see the player move, and everything like that. You don't really look at the stats. You don't look at all the stuff that most people do.
I do look for patterns in numbers, but it's not necessarily the way that most people stat things out.
Right. Okay. So, but it's because you're looking at a specific player. Mm-hmm. Like you're saying, like you like Matt Breida because of his this stat pattern and the way and what you've seen with your eye, right? Mm-hmm. I think you're using the same thing with Duke Johnson, but it's only because of how you watched David Johnson run. Okay.
Well, yeah, I saw them both. David Johnson was my RB1. Okay, so here's the thing. I was thinking about this today. David Johnson hasn't done anything since 2016.
Mm-hmm.
He had a couple good games early in the year last year. He did.
But I mean, do anything is in terms of a first-round fantasy running back pick, because
he did deliver in a couple of the first games. I know that because I picked him. He was my first pick of the draft last year. I remember feeling good about it at first.
I felt good, but I had to cut him
eventually because he crapped out, but he injured, and then he wasn't the same.
Can I say something real quick? Because I rode up to the draft party with Connor, okay? And Connor was just crowing because he got Bell and he got Johnson. He's like, I got Bell, I got Johnson.
I felt really good. I thought I had the 1-2 punch of all.
Yeah, well, okay. And I wasn't sitting there going, just wait and see.
You had Saquon and Antonio Brown, so you and me were in the same boat, my friend, that night.
I just kept going this way, but that way. Yeah, dude. But to see what happened, dude. Yeah, but I hate that happened to my brother, but
You had Antonio Brown.
Oh man. Don't. Yeah, that's terrible. Thanks, man.
And
I appreciate
Saquon.
that. No, I like those picks, dude. I really do. I like the Duke Johnson, especially when you can get him, and I like Matt Breida. So it does, and these are our late round things. And one thing I like about the list that you made is that these are guys that everybody has a chance at. What I mean by that is that the parameters we gave was that to each other was just whoever you wanted to have and you wanted to leave the draft with, no matter what. Like you would cry like Connor does whenever I pick Matt Breida if you don't get him, right? Okay,
Yeah,
exactly like that.
And that's how we looked at it, right? So, if you went like, well, Saquon, well, if you don't get the first 2 picks, guess what, man? You'd be crying the whole day. Yeah. So I love the fact that you pick guys that you can get and that you can plan for, and this is exactly what we're talking about. These are things that are going to help you guys win your league. I mean, because Duke Johnson is like what 15th, Breida is like in the like 8, 7, something like that.
Yeah, so that's the thing exactly, is you want to, obviously, like, I didn't plan for Kittle to fall to me, but I'm glad that I got him. Like,
it was Kelsey, I think.
Right. It was Kelsey. But they're the same guys. If a Kittle was in the 3rd, I would want to get him too.
Nope, Kittle's better. Keep going.
Kittle is, I think they're
consistent.
different.
He's more consistent.
Yeah, but I think Kelsey
Do
has
we
a
want
higher
to touch on our
ceiling.
teams? Because the draft is over. Do we want to touch on that?
Should we do
Oh,
our
yeah.
teams and then we can finish the targets?
Dude, that is so smart. And that's why you're the doc, man. He really does have a degree. He really does.
It really does, guys.
Yeah. So hey, man. So since it was your smart idea, how about we do yours, Ethan? Go for it, man.
Yeah. All right.
Whoa.
So at quarterback, I have Carson Wentz. For my wide receivers, I have DJ Moore and DJ Chark. For my running back, I have Saquon Barkley and Aaron Jones. Tying in Evan Ingram. In the flex, I have Melvin Gordon. On the bench, I have Stephon Diggs, Dobbins, Julian Edelman, Deebo Samuel, Joe Smith, and Antonio Gibson. For my kicker, I have Robbie Gould. And for the defense, I have Kansas City.
So the proof is in the stats. He does not care about the news that I said about Antonio Gibson.
Well, he fell to the 14th round.
No, he was my last pick.
Oh, 15th.
He was my
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did it feel about picking Melvin Gordon instead of picking Kittle or Kelsey? I don't know if Kittle was there, but I know Kelsey was.
It wasn't that hard. Honestly, Kelsey was there first off. If it was Kittle, it would have been different, right? Because when it came back to me in the second, it was, do I want Aaron Jones or do I want Kittle? And I said, no, I want Aaron Jones. Because then if I have my 2 starting running backs are Saquon Barkley and Aaron Jones, I feel really good about that. And so I thought, if Kittle comes back to me, I'll go for him, right? And he didn't. It was Kelsey. And I'm totally fine passing up Kelsey. I'm not as big on Kelsey as I am on Kittle, like you just said. So I've learned that even when I'm at the front end of the 3rd and I have to pick up ahead to get Gordon, I feel better about my team when I do it. So
you heard about what the coaches were saying about AJ Dillon, the rookie running back for Green Bay?
No, I did not.
Apparently, they love his thighs. They said he has huge thighs.
Isn't that like a standard for running backs?
I mean,
It's a weird thing to say.
how do you digest that if you're AJ Dillon? Like, oh, my coach is talking about me. What's that? He likes my thighs. What? What?
I think we might have to add the coaching staff at Green Bay to the on that one.
Oh, guys, that's great.
Yeah, so that is my team.
Yeah, I'm nervous about Carson Wentz, man. Only because
I am too. That was the pick that I didn't like the most, and I didn't like who was all there. I don't know why. I've done some reading on him because I've listened to some other fantasy shows, and they have been pretty up. These are people that I trust their analysis and where they're at, and they're optimistic. He finished pretty strongly last year when he had a lot of wide receivers out. And we're back, and they got a great new rookie wide receiver in Jalen Reagor, and he's got great tight ends, and they brought in a new a receiver coach or whatever that the personnel leader for wide receivers to work with them. And so, I mean, where he was, I don't know exactly. I was like Ben Roethlisberger, I think was there. I know Stafford was gone. Stafford was gone. Brady was gone. And I wasn't about to take your boy Tannehill.
Thanks, man. That's love right there. That's love. Yeah.
I'm willing to take the Wentz. I'm willing to wince and pick Wentz, then take Tannehill out from under you. So
if you went for Wentz and get wins, whence did it came from?
Check out the brain on Brad.
Aaron Moorhead is the name of the guy they brought in for the receiving core. I mean, where was this? I had this written down actually because I was looking at this earlier with Carson Wentz in the last. What was it? Oh darn it! I lost it.
Okay.
It was some kind of stat. In the last 4 games, he threw for like 7 touchdowns and had put up stellar numbers. And this was when they were depleted,
Yeah.
So,
No, the only reason, the main reason why I don't like I don't like him is just because I had him last year and he stunk last year. And to be fair, he really didn't have many people to throw to. He had Alshon Jeffries, who he's so bad. So good at dropping balls, so bad at catching them, that I remember watching a news report during the football season about this hero in Philadelphia that there was a lady in a burning building and threw her baby down to him, and he caught him. And the news reporter asked him, said, were you confident, that you're going to catch the baby? He's like, yeah, man, I'm not Alshon Jeffries. So
him and Aguilar are both on the same team, and they're both Butterfingers.
Yeah, and so and he had Arcea Whiteside, which I think he was a rookie then, I think maybe, or he just didn't do as.
And they got DJX still.
Well, they have them now. Now they have Djax and back, and they also have Rager, like you said. Then they also have Ertz, and they have Ertz part due and Godert. So yeah, dude. I mean, it's really only because I got of what happened last year with me.
Yeah, no, that's totally understandable. That's why I wouldn't touch several players in this draft, is because I just have a bad taste in my mouth from last year.
Yeah.
I really like the Diggs pick and the Dobbins pick.
Yeah, where'd you get Dobbins?
Oh, dude, I paid up for him. I was in the 7th. But I had about, I had 18 picks. And so I wasn't going to go up again until the back of the 8th, and I didn't think he was going to be there still. So
so my information helped sway you. Look at me.
Yes. Well, I'm
controlling.
The thing that I'm doing now that I haven't done before is pay up. If there's someone I know I want, and I'm not feeling great about who's there at the ADP, I don't go for it. So,
yeah, that's smart. Yeah, and that's how you do it without panicking, and that's something that you get from doing mock drafts and listening to shows like this. It's preparation. You only pay up like that whenever you're not prepared. And so if you hit the like button and the subscribe button, hopefully you'll be prepared and you won't be doing stuff like that. We'll help you out through that. You're talking, man. You seem to get. I love the way that you were thinking. This will be a fantastic segue to our things, but let's keep going to our picks. I'll go and do mine. I'll go and do mine real quick. Just get that out of the way here. So I have Ryan Tannehill. And then I have Adam Thielen and Robert Woods, Joe Mixon, who I picked over Hilaire. I had a chance at Hilaire, but I picked Joe Mixon, mainly because I love everything I'm reading about. Hilaire, he was a featured back in the training camp and everything. But, dude, they still haven't hit him yet. And the guy's built like Kareem Hunt. I don't know if he's going to be able to take the rigors. So I'm nervous about that being my first pick of the draft. So I went Joe Mixon, and then I also have Josh Jacobs as my RB2.
Right.
My tight end is Hayden Hurst. My and this is where my flex is David Montgomery, which I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
And then I also have Kareem on my bench. I have Kareem Hunt, Ronald Jones Jr. the second, Marquise Brown, Mike Gesicki, and Dallas Goedert, and Jerry Jeudy rounds out my bench. My kicker is Zane Gonzalez, and my defense is Minnesota.
When did you pick up Jones?
I picked up Jones because some jerk ass picked up J.K. Dobbins.
Oh, sorry. The thing is, like, Jones isn't a bad pick, because the only reason like you picked him when you picked him, I was like, I've been keen on Jones, and I didn't think you were, so I
okay.
I saw the pick and I was like, that's great.
It's by default because I was so big on Keshawn Vaughn. I was huge on Keshawn Vaughn. I love that guy, right? Yeah, but then you got the COVID, and then now he's not really picking things up, So everything is showing to be Ronald Jones to be the starting running back for Tom Brady, who I don't know if he can pass deep anymore or not.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So any comments there, Connor?
Really like your draft, man. I like the Joe Mixon pick. I would have done that too. I really like the Josh Jacobs pick. He said he wants 60 receptions this year. That feels like shots fired at Rashard, if anything.
Are y'all concerned at all about limited reps and things because of his shoulder in training camp?
He's a warrior.
Which one?
Josh Jacobs.
Oh, no, man. No, absolutely not. I mean, he got injured with that shoulder last year, and he still drove through it. In fact, the only time he got out was, or that he was off a game, was he from the shoulder was after, Oakland, then Vegas now, was out of playoff contention. And
and then they took him out.
Dude, he even said this, like, on the post-game interview. He was like, I did everything I could for the fans for it to be the last year in Oakland. I really wanted to make the last year special, and I apologize for that. For the break, so good guy.
I'm sorry that my shoulder is broken.
Yeah, right. But I love you. Yeah.
I love you.
So that's my team. That's my team. So any comments, Connor? You just want to jump straight to you, man, while we got 2 minutes before it.
I like a lot of your picks, but I don't like the Ronald Jones pick.
Yeah, but he only did it because I was a jerk.
I know.
I'm really glad I didn't take.
But
10
I'm being a jerk and piling on.
Well, I have my in my mind I have in a round where I would pick people, right?
Yeah.
And so
Fair
I was
enough.
like, I was avoiding Breida any which way you look at it, because oh my God, everybody, you didn't hear. You might have heard Connor wailing whenever I picked him, because I didn't know, not only on our draft last week, but also like when we did another draft on the side, it was the same thing but in text form. I'm like, okay, dude, I'm not gonna pick him ever again. Holy mackerel! Even if I'm not even in a league in with him, I'm not gonna pick Breida.
Look, guys, what's important is if you want to win fantasy, you have to be willing to do this. You have to throw a tantrum about the one player that you love.
Yeah. One thing I really wanted to point out too. Yeah, I screenshot Connor's team, so I can pull it up.
I have it screenshotted too.
Okay. Oh, but then great. But one thing I wanted to bring up is, when you do these mocks, look and see, because everyone has their ADP, right? Or they'll be around. There's certain positions where you won't catch the player at their ADP, right? So what I've noticed is when you draft early, typically, like if you're the first or second pick, DJ Moore, DJ Chark, they'll come up their ADP when I'm still about 5 to 10 picks away, right? J.K. Dobbins, he'll typically get picked up about 5 to 10 picks from me. Pay attention to where you're drafting at, because then you'll know I'm going to need to pay up if I want that player because of where I'm at in the draft. So that's definitely something that you should consider. That's why I took Dobbins so high, is because I knew that he wasn't going to come back around.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
was I right about that?
Did
Yeah,
you click
yeah.
it with the? In my mind, you made that selection with the middle finger. In my mind. Yeah, yeah.
No, I
How are you
made
gonna
that selection because
call a man Dobby and then still pick him?
Dude, because I don't like the character Dobby, but man, I'm a man of a lot of forgiveness, and I want that name to be a good name. So
Hop on the
Dobby,
Dominator train.
Dobby,
it's a
no.
term of endearment.
Because Dominator sounds like something that would go perfect with your. Actually, it sounds like your stage name. How about that, dude? Okay, based on your mustache, sounds like your stage name on the movies that you did. Okay.
Guilty. Okay, should I do my team now?
Please.
Oh gosh, I have Kyler Murray as my quarterback. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little iffy about this wide receiver core, but I did what I needed to do. I was trying. The doc said he doesn't feel comfortable taking a tight end in the third, so I wanted to really see if I could make myself comfortable getting everything I wanted to get. And I don't know. I'm gonna need some time to think on this one because I have Amari Cooper as my wide receiver 1.
You need time to digest.
I need time to digest this. I have DK as my wide receiver 2, and I feel good about that. And I have Derrick Henry and Austin Eckler as my running back, so I feel good about that.
Yeah, that's good.
Kelsey is my tight end, so Kelsey is kind of like my wide receiver 1.
Yeah, I don't know about that Amari Cooper pick. That's good.
Yeah, wasn't DJ Moore there? And Juju Smith-Schuster?
Oh, I don't like Juju.
Yeah, you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say
At
that.
Juju. What about DJ Moore and AJ Brown?
I
They're all
mean,
there.
then I would have too many Titans players if I took AJ Brown. And DJ Moore has a new quarterback, and we don't know what's going to go on with their team this year. What if Teddy Bridgewater wants to throw to Curtis Samuel and Ian Thomas? Right?
Yeah.
Like, or what if he wants to throw to... Okay, I'm forgetting.
We could say the same thing about Dak, not knowing who he's going to want to throw to.
That's very true.
know?
That's
the
very
problem,
true.
you know? And it's arguable that there's more talent in the receiving core in Dallas than there is in the Panthers.
There is, but I also think that Amari Cooper is a unique type of wide receiver in that I think he will perform better knowing that there is more talent around him. I think some players are weird like that. Like they actually do better when less is required of them because they feel more comfortable. So
I think that extension would make him feel more comfortable, not the talent around him.
Yeah.
yeah. But you know, I took some wide receivers to back him up. I have Breida in my flex, but that's not who I would be playing in my flex week 1. That's just how the system automatically did it. I have T.Y. Hilton on my bench, and I think I would
like that.
I got him in the 8th, man. I wasn't gonna pick him up, but he fell, and I think
he's back. You know, So
he's gonna get some targets from.
Yeah, but he's been having a hamstring issue.
Man.
And that makes me nervous about older wide receivers. To be honest
it does. That's why I picked the amount of wide receivers I picked. I picked up Tom Brady as my backup quarterback. I was on Breeze for a while. I'm off the Breeze train, man, because I was thinking about. I think Tom Brady's gonna try to have like a renaissance season. I think he's gonna try to throw a lot of touchdowns.
Oh, that just clicked. That just clicked. I mean, you hate Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just clicked. Wow. Okay. Wow.
You've got a lot to prove this year. Narrative's there, you know.
Exactly.
So you got two quarterbacks, right? Because I remember whenever I was drafting 2 quarterbacks, Ethan was the one who questioned it and made me start thinking like, yeah, why am I drafting 2 quarterbacks when I can get depth? Is it because of the Renaissance? That's what you're hoping for?
Mm-hmm. But also because he's cheaper.
Okay.
He's cheaper than.
Yeah, I was actually. You picked him up right, but he was going to be my guy, and you snatched him out from under me.
I apologize.
I had to wince and pick Wentz.
So after that, I have Brandon Cooks. So you know, I had some options. You know, like I picked up, so for my flex, because I'm trying to do lightning flex, right? I have T.Y. Hilton, Brandon Cooks, Jamison Crowder, and Henry Ruggs. So I'm making dart shots at wide receiver ones. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to see if, not even if like for the year, like for the week, like if however it works, like I feel like with that amount of draft capital, I can bring out 3 good wide receivers.
You know, man, I've been hearing like some people that I respect a lot have been saying that like Jamison Crowder is a ceiling floor person. You know, where their ceiling is going to be just as high as their floor, right? And you know, it's really kind of like dampering down Crowder. But dude, I owned Crowder last year, okay, and dude, that guy was awesome. You know, as long as Robbie Anderson wasn't there.
And Robbie
right?
Anderson's gone now.
Well, and yeah, but then you say, oh, but what about Denzel Mims? You know, they're right. His hamstring, he hurt himself also. So you really are looking at Crowder, and even if Mims was not injured, he's a rookie in a no preseason COVID year.
Yeah,
You know,
and
so-
you know, if I didn't have Kelsey, I would have done this draft differently because I don't have another tight end, but I feel comfortable doing that because I have Kelsey. If I had like
There you go.
another situation, since I spent that high draft capital on a tight end, I don't have to pay another pick
Whoa.
for it.
So you have a backup quarterback, but not a backup tight end.
Yeah, I have 4 backup wide receivers. I have 6 wide receivers,
All right.
4 running
Well done, man.
backs. Yeah,
You're that worried about Amari Cooper? Yeah, that's what it
Yes.
says.
Yes.
Just give me all your wide receivers. I got
Yes.
Amari Cooper. Yeah, I would be the same way. There's other people I think I would pick that way, but you did like, I think you backed it up well. With doing that. So good on you on that, man. And that Henry Ruggs thing, you're either gonna be a champ or a chump with that one.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, I guess that was a good idea. Yeah. Okay. So.
Oh, and I got Young Ho Koo. Mr. Koo is my kicker.
Yeah,
Haven't
there you
gotten him in a while. I'm pretty stoked about that. And I got the Bears D. I'm not gonna lie, the Bears D was almost gonna be my second must-have. Because this is another thing that I am willing to pay up for. It's one of the few picks that I'm willing to pay up for, and I get them. We were talking around before because I've noticed that they never come back to me, so I go for them in the 9th.
Whoa. Oh, look, and if you guys have been with us the whole journey here, you would have heard a lot of smack talk coming from Connor about, here we go, the defense is picked in the 8th and the 9th, blah blah blah. And
I purposely do that to shame other people from doing it, so then the idea of it is not cool, and then I can be the one to do it.
manipulation.
Yes.
Great.
I waited till I
Mustache
think it was
power.
the 12th, and I was able to pick up Kansas, and I absolutely love that. So I
Kansas
love
City.
that there.
Kansas City, not in Kansas. Kansas City, not in Kansas.
Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah. All right, man. I liked your draft,
Aw.
Ethan. I liked your draft, Connor. And it sounds like everybody liked my draft. So, Gene, what would you say about our mock drafts, man?
I love it.
Oh, I
There
love
it
it.
is.
I think so too, man. All right, dude. So we were back to the lecture at hand. All right, so we're off going over the results of the mock draft. Hopefully that helped you guys. Like I said, we're going to be doing these things. We're running a mock, so we're going to be doing these things until we till the draft season ends. So that way we can help get you guys prepared because things change. Like everything I was talking about earlier, about the different news about the McCarthy and about Bell and about Gore and all that. Things change all the time, especially in the COVID time. So you'll see our drafts change. So you can't just watch, or you can, but it's probably a better idea to watch multiple drafts so you can see how things start to change, as things and the evolution happens and things like that. So
Yeah.
So it's I think it's a kind of a cool little approach that we're doing. Something I don't think any other fantasy football. But they're doing their drafts, but they will do a draft and then later, then maybe say, we did our draft. No, man, we're gonna keep hammering them because we're gonna try to help you guys get that championship, get you what 2 rings down there got. So Yeah, the gut stash. All right, so Connor or Ethan, do you want to go ahead and go to your love targets, man?
Yeah, I'll do this quick. My two guys, I went with two wide receivers.
Okay.
One of the things I like about this draft is I think you can get wide receivers at a good value. A lot of times it's the fourth round before I start picking wide receivers, and so yeah. So the first guy I have is DJ Chark. I think this guy is a fantastic pick. His average round is in the sixth round is what you see him going in. I'll pay up to get him in the fifth easily. If I'm an early pick, I'll pay up at the fifth, right after the turn. One of the things, just to run through some stats, last year he had 73 receptions, over 1,000 yards, and 8 touchdowns. He was tied for the 7th most red zone targets at 34, and had the 9th most end zone targets last season. Yeah, through weeks 1 through 14. That's where a lot of this is focused, right? Because he was injured after week 14. He tied Thomas Evans and Cooper's production in touchdowns, had the 4th lowest drop rate at 1.75%.
Wow.
Averaged 8.2 targets per game, and was wide receiver 8 in points per game. He was on pace for 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns, but after the Chargers game was injured. One of the changes that happened over the season is you now have Jay Gruden coming in as the offensive coordinator. And Jay Gruden, his offenses typically rank in the top 15 for passing yards. So Jay Gruden is not shy with passing. They picked up a wide receiver in the offseason, a rookie, Laviska Shenault, if I'm pronouncing that name correctly. But this is kind of
I'll pronounce it.
They're going to utilize this player everywhere, not just as wide receiver, so not as much of a threat to Chark. The bad is you have a questionable team, okay? But the thing about that is if you have a questionable team, you're probably going to be playing from behind most of the time. And if you're playing from behind most of the time, you're probably going to be passing. So even with the bad, I feel good. And I feel like you have a wide receiver 2 with the upside of a wide receiver 1 in the 5th or 6th round. And I think that's a fantastic value.
Yeah, it sounds like we need a new drop, like maybe like the Jaws theme song. Like done. Yeah.
All right, I'm on it because he's my guy. I got a drop for him.
Yeah, it sounds like because he's gonna sneak up on you, dude, and just attack, and you don't even see it coming. He's gonna be this really good value. And when do you pick him up? What round and 10 man? What do you normally pick him up?
I picked him up in this draft in the 5th round. I've been able to pick him up when I'm picking late. I'll pick him up in the 6th because I'm in the front of the 6th round. He'll typically go in middle of the 6th.
Yeah, and you probably pick him up in the 5th round in a 12 man. Yeah, that's
at the latest probably.
Yeah. I like that, and I'm glad you mentioned the defense. Yeah, about the defense being Thanos. Like we talked about. Yeah. And there's already a connection, dude, between the Jaguar King and
yes,
and DJ Chark. So good on you on that one, man. Again, another player that's obtainable. Good on you, man. Good on you.
Yeah, and my last one is a quicker little snippet because he's really late, right? So I don't have to justify it as much.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second? I know we're trying to bust through this, but Connor made a comment whenever, because guys, when we were talking about this, I think you were the only one that really shared who you were going for.
Yeah.
Or your left target was. But Connor, whenever you shared that, Connor said that he had some doubts about DJ Chark. Now, there's a love fest on my side. He's a love target for me.
I want to change. I have drafted him in a couple of drafts. I know I'm the latest to the love party for the Jaguar King, but didn't I make you more in on him by my argument, but I wasn't in on him. Brian?
We're not talking about Minshew. We're talking about Chark.
I know.
Why do you think you're like fantasy football Yoda or something like that? Doing all these mind tricks on people and everything. Dude, and they research, man. Okay.
I like Shark. I like Shark.
Okay.
now.
Okay. Good. Okay. Glad
I convinced him with my stats. You know,
No,
so we
I've been
just
on him for about 3.5 weeks now.
these stats you used.
Yeah.
Well, dude, you literally just texted saying you were not gonna like the DJ chart. Yeah, big. I at least maybe I might have
What?
read it wrong. I thought you read it wrong.
I
Maybe I
want-
It
read
might have been my second pick because my second pick is definitely a little more risky. All right.
Okay.
And it's late. It's a late round pick. All right. And I'm talking about Deebo Samuel.
I said
Yes,
I'm not
the
gonna
guy-
lie. I like the Shark pick. That was
Oh.
Okay.
So I have my second pick guy that I'm really trying to come out, and this is especially the case. Another DJ that I like is DJ Moore, and something that the Amigo brought up, which is fantastic, is all Panthers players, Christian McCaffrey most notably, but also DJ Moore is going to be on the bench for your first playoff game. So especially if I know I'm not going to have DJ Moore, I'm picking up Deebo Samuel. Because what you're getting in Deebo Samuel is you're getting a guy in the double-digit rounds who is a wide receiver 1 for a team, right? Well, okay, I guess you could argue George Kittle is the wide receiver 1 for the team.
and
But
two.
in terms of wide receivers, he is the one on the team. And you're getting him at a value because he's currently injured, all right? Yes, it's an injury. We don't know how well he's going to come back. There's a brand new rookie there. Ayuk, who could take his job. Who knows?
I nuke.
With rookie wide receivers, it typically takes time for them to break out. So, you have that going for you.
Well,
But I like Deebo Samuel because you have a lot of upside there. You have a lot of upside with a guy. He finished third last year in wide receiver scoring for rookies. And if you pick him up in the 12th or 13th round, stash him on your IR because he's injured, and go pick up Ayuk, and use him until Deebo comes back. And then you have a great wide receiver that you picked up really late because he's injured. And yeah, there's risk, but if you're picking him in the 13th or 14th round, I think there's much less risk than, say, picking up another player and you're banking on someone else getting injured for them to be able to come in.
Well, yeah, and so it doesn't bother you at all that what's being said about Ayuk is that he's the best outside the hashes target, and that he's essentially there to take over for Emmanuel Sanders' role. And if you remember, whenever Emmanuel Sanders was rolling, I don't think Deebo was the man. I owned Deebo because I wanted to scream out. And Connor, you know this, when I picked him up. I wanted to scream out, who wants some of Deebo? But I wanted to scream that out. Just like I wanted to pop the Pringle thing. But he never happened. And Emmanuel Sanders did. So my
Man
point
of
is that-
Sanders.
so it seems like that Garoppolo might be looking Ayuk's or like what I love what Connor said, I nuke. Yeah, because that might be what's gonna happen.
But he also might really suck and be an
blow up on you.
Duke.
Yeah, I do. Duke. So
Yeah, and that's we talked about this before. No or limited training camp, no preseason for rookie. That's not going to help for forming a bond between the quarterback and the wide receiver. And I mean, if we look at the back end of the season last year, even when Emmanuel Sanders was there, he had in weeks 10 through 17, he finished as a top 26 wide receiver 7 times. So you had a top 26 wide receiver 7 out of those last 8 games. And if you're picking that up in the 12th round because they're injured and you might not have them for the first couple of weeks and you're picking them up in the 13th, I think it's great value.
So how many rounds do you think, or how many weeks, just maybe about 3 weeks or 4 weeks or something like that you think Deebo is going to be out?
Yeah, I mean, they're not even ruling out him being able to start week 1. They're just not saying anything.
Okay.
They're saying he could. Okay. We're not ruling it out, but we're also not ruling out that he won't start. So they're being very wishy-washy about it. But there's what we're hearing, the conservative estimate is 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay, so are you concerned at all that just as the rookies don't have a that preseason to bond with the quarterback, you're going to have a full month of Garoppolo depending on Ayuk in the trenches. You know, so and then Debo's going to come in. You know, so you worried about maybe like, you know, what have you done for me lately type stuff. You know, like
No,
like
because Kittle's gonna.
Yeah, I was about to say he might not lean into Ayuk that way. They might lean into their running game and to their tight end. You know.
Yeah.
And once again, like, you know, if I'm looking at who else is around at that time, I mean, like Jalen Rager is someone you could pick up around when you would pick up Debo Samuel, right? You could pick up Jamison Crowder. There's someone you could pick up around where you might pick up Debo Samuel.
Brandon Cooks, Henry Ruggs.
Yes.
I don't know about Cooks. Cooks usually goes earlier than that, but yeah.
He falls
and
to some.
Cooks is in a crowded receiving core, has a concussion history. You have all the players around the time, you've got question marks around him. I think that especially the fact that he's injured, you could put him on the IR and open up another spot to pick up someone, I think is a great strategy as well.
Yeah, I like the fact that, you know, like it's that old statement, you know, the investment statement. Nobody, you know, plans to fail, they fail to plan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's basically what you're doing. Basically, what you're doing, you are planning on, you know, what could happen down the line. You know, so that's really good. You know, will it work out? I don't know. You know, but you got to plan. You know, and if it works out, dude, you can do the old Hannibal from the A-Team, man. You know, light a cigar. You know, I love it when a plan comes together. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, again, that's I went for him because I've been typically picking him up in like the 12th or 13th round.
Okay.
I've seen him go in the 8th or 9th. It's crazy. So I can't say I've taken him in every draft because there's no way in hell I'm picking him that high. But you know.
Well, these are also people. A couple things with the mocks. You know, these are people that are researching and they're obviously putting in the work. They're mocking, but they're also, because they're mocking, they're trying different stuff. Like Connor picked like 2 defenses back to back. You know, and he's never picked 2 defenses before. Why? Because it's a mock. He's trying something different. Just checking things out. You know, he never picks Kelsey in the 3rd. Why do you do that? It's a mock. He's trying things out.
Just
you know
like I took Lamar Jackson last week.
Yeah, in the 4th. Why?
4th.
Because it's a mock.
It's a mock. And it's never fallen to me there.
Yeah, I just kind of got caught going, that's a mock.
It's a mock.
Yeah.
We need to get a soundbite of you saying it's a mock now.
Yeah, I think so. Real quick, Connor, I wanted to ask you, Drew Brees, are you worried about you said you were off him, right? And one of the things that I didn't hear you mention, were you worried about in the red zone? What do they usually do with the quarterback? New Orleans do with the quarterback on the red zone. Who comes in?
Voldemort.
Yeah, 11 weeks in a row. Made him say Voldemort.
We need to do like all the different scenes cues up to where I say Voldemort at the same time with like every different episode.
And to the new viewers, Voldemort, that's Taysom Hill.
We'll do that at the end of the year, guys.
Yeah, it's awesome. So so I'm gonna really speed through my stuff now. So my love targets, of course, you know, Ryan Tannehill. That's my first. Yeah, because dude, his weapons, man, you know, are AJ Brown, Derrick Henry, Jonnu Smith, and Corey Davis. You know, he's there. I was going to mention Darrington Evans. You know, their new rookie.
There's one guy that you're really disrespecting by leaving off this list.
Oh, who's that? Shoot it.
You don't remember? Humphreys.
No, I didn't. But there you go. All right. Thank you, man.
He like won an I think he won an overtime game for them last year. Or no, they were like, he threw it to him. The Titans are always coming up like half a yard short, going for it on 4th down. So you know.
Shades of Super Bowl. Yeah. But yeah, dude, but news just came out of today's camp that he fumbled twice.
Humphreys.
No. Darrington Evans,
the rookie.
And you know, he's supposed to be, and he is a receiving threat, you know, but a rookie that fumbles isn't a good thing, you know. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, basically, I had a whole line of stats. You know how I do things. But the main thing, the reason why I had him is because I wanted to look at a chart, dude. And once he came in on week 6, week 6 was his lowest week in yards, man. I mean, he was scoring 312, 193, 331, 181. You know, and each time he's doing like 3 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 0 interceptions. You know, things like that. He ended up ending his year. His last 3 weeks was week 15, 279 yards, 2 touchdowns. He went 22 for 36. He had 1 interception. Week 16, 272 yards, 3 touchdowns, 17 for 27, 0 interceptions. And week 17, 198 yards, 2 touchdowns, 13 for 20, 0 interceptions. So, you know, he's pretty solid. And this is a guy that
Consistent.
That you can get, yeah, late in the round 12. That's usually when I get him.
It seems like a kosher pick for you.
Yeah, well, see, but here's the thing, though, is that it's a little bit of a nut pick. You kind of have to get in there, and the reason why I say that is because even though you don't like him, Ben Roethlisberger's available there. Aaron Rodgers is available there. You know, so I mean, these are 2 big names that are would be easier to pick than Ryan Tannehill, especially since Ben Roethlisberger is. I mean, everything's going his way. You know, he's getting better, you know, and he's throwing. And whenever that team has Roethlisberger at the helm, they're pretty dangerous, you know. And so that's why you kind of have to, in my mind, like you're kind of paying up for him in round 12. You could probably get him 13, 14th round, you know, so you don't necessarily have to go for him around 12. But well, if you're drafted with me, you do. But you can probably mostly get him like in round 14. I've seen him go undrafted, you know. So this
Big Ben.
Yeah, no, Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my first love target. The second one, real fast, is of course Mike Gesicki. Mike Gesicki, man. Yeah, dude. I mean, the new coach. Hey, the new coach, Brian Flores. I mean, he likes to run 3 or 4 wide receiver sets, and now he has Alan Hearn and Albert Wilson. They opted out. Preston Williams is on the pup, and so it's basically it's Parker and Gesicki and Breida as your pass catchers. Mm-hmm. That's basically on a team that tries to emphasize on throwing to the wide receivers.
Does this make you feel higher on Devontae Parker?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but because the news from me, it might have been out earlier, but I just now recently found out about Preston Williams, you know, and of course recently, which was last week, is whenever we found out about Albert Wilson and about Alan Hearn. So, you know, those things are the receiving core starting to kind of, you know, decimate there, you know, which means that there's gonna be a lot of opportunities for the tight end, because you might actually be getting a wide receiver as a tight end, you know, and he's going so low. I mean, he's primed for a breakout. I mean, this guy is somebody that nobody is really looking at because it's on Miami, but he started breaking out towards the end of the year. Towards the last 2 weeks, he caught like 3 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks of the last 2 games of the season, and so that was with Fitzpatrick throwing it to him. So everybody's like, well, what about Tua? You know, what about whatever he takes over? Dude, well, if you ever watch tape on that guy, he's extremely accurate and he makes really good decisions.
He's accurate.
Right? That's not accurate. And so if you're worried about short yardage or pass catching, I think an accurate quarterback would be what you're looking for, and that's what you're looking for at Tua. And he might actually be getting it out fast considering his injury. He might be a little nervy. So, you know,
throw it to Breida.
Yeah, or to Breida.
And if you're nervous, what if Tua gets injured? Well, guess what? You're gonna get Fitzmagic back, and even, you know, he's more appealing if I know I've got Fitzmagic. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's good any which way you look at it. All right. So, and he's going so low. I picked him up like in the 10th round or 11th round or something like that. But I've seen him going as low as the 13th round. Yeah. And so, yeah, he falls. He's and I mean, another one that we don't have time talking about. You know, Jonnu Smith. I mean, you know, and he's in the 13th round too. But that's more Connor's pick than it is mine, and he'll remind me about it every darn time I even mention the man's name. You know. So yeah.
Jonnu Smith.
Oh. No, that's not the.
Yeah. You
All
can't
right,
say
all
anything.
I feel like you're doing a Jedi mind trick so that you get Gasicki and I get Johnny Smith. I feel like that's what this is.
I'd be just as happy with either, to be honest with you. But I'd
I
really
would
prefer
too.
Gasicki. I'd really prefer Gasicki.
I feel like Gasicki has a higher ceiling, but Johnny Smith has a high floor.
And it's his first year outside the shadow of Delaney Walker.
Yeah.
So he's the man. And the Titans absolutely do use their tight end, and he's the guy.
Yeah.
I'm actually getting excited about Ian Thomas. He's going undrafted in some leagues, but the coach came out and said he's the guy, and he's a guy that I'm kind of looking at. It's like Ian Thomas might be something, you know.
I did, man. I remember doing research on him last year whenever Greg Olson was sputtering in and out, and yeah, dude. The only reason why I think he didn't do really well last year was because well, first of all, he didn't have a good quarterback whenever he finally went in. And then because of that, he did not build chemistry. But now he has an accurate quarterback that likes to throw. I mean, look through to the tight end. Look what happened with Jared Cook last year under Bridgewater. So that's when you said his name earlier in the episode. I think we moved on too fast, but I was gonna give you props on that. That's a good name there, Ian Thomas.
Thank you.
So, yeah, all right, man. So we're gonna go ahead and start landing the plane. All right, because we got up there, we threw out a lot of information to you guys. I mean, we talked to you guys about the mock draft. We talked to you about our love targets there, and so and again, these are guys that we are targeting. That we are actually every time we spoke about it, we were talking about ways that we were putting them into our strategy. So that's how we looked at these guys. So hopefully y'all found that entertaining and very informative. One thing I want to make sure to let you guys know that this is a late Sunday show. All right, so we record this thing on late Sunday night. Okay, so that's the plan. Okay, so that way we can have it. Kind of get you guys ready on let you know what just happened or is happening during the Sunday night game, what happened during the Sunday games, okay, and also to get you ready for Monday mornings and let you know about what players that you need to keep an eye on, to jump on that hopefully you won't have any waiver wires, but if you do, then you can plan for those waiver wires, okay. And then also we're hoping to do a Thursday, we're shooting for Thursday morning show to help you for Thursday and for Sunday. So please put like, subscribe. We're not just here for the draft. We're going to be here through the whole season, Lord willing, and we're going to be helping you to win that season championship, just like how Two Rings down there, has got his
for now.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen to the stuff he's dropped. Some really good stuff. Same thing with Doc up there, man. Yeah,
Orbit.
In Orbit, yeah. So yeah, any parting shots, Connor? Any parting shots?
I really am glad that I have Derrick Henry instead of Ezekiel Elliott. That is the main difference.
That's why you're pushing so hard. That's why you went to 3, right? When you're picking their chat spot. I'm gonna get Henry.
I was at 3 last time. I just accidentally.
Yes. It's catharsis at this point.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Okay, all right. Ethan, Doc.
Man, if you ain't picking running back, then you ain't playing fantasy right.
Woo! There you go.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. Wide receiver. That's the way to do it.
Yes, please. Everyone in our leagues, go wide receiver.
Now that's a Jedi mind trick. Okay,
yeah.
That's how you do that.
We want you to win. Do the 0 RB strategy.
And as always, my parting shot is no waivers. Remove the waiver wires, please. It's time, guys. Be big boys. It's time. All right. So from the Doc, Ethan the Doc Marshall, from Connor the Gut Marshall, and from me, Brian the Amigo Baldwin. Thank you guys so much for watching, staying in there with us. Hit the like, subscribe button. We'll pop up in your box again next week and help you out through the drafts. And guys, remember, everyone, in fantasy football, as in life, don't dream it, be it. All right. Have a great week.
And we're out.